Hi everyone! So today we're going to talk about how to get started with using Yodlee. As we mentioned, Yodlee is going to be replacing Cash Edge on Money Guide Pro. So that's what we're doing today. We want to get a little bit more familiar with the software as Cash Edge will soon no longer be available, and we want to transfer all of your financial institution information over to Yodlee. So I thought we would start off by talking about what is Yodlee. So like I mentioned, it is a personal finance software. It'll allow you to monitor your finances as well as provide that data aggregation so you can see all of your accounts in one location on one screen. So this would include like your credit cards, your checking and savings accounts, your 401ks, mortgages, and investments. You'll be able to see on one screen. If the account has a username and password, then we'll be able to enter it into Yodlee. Okay, so some cool features about Yodlee. It is compatible with all internet browsers, so this includes Safari for those Mac users. It keeps us up to date with your financial plan as well as you up to date. And like I mentioned before, you will have the ability to monitor your finances. You have all of your accounts in one location so you can track your spending. It actually will provide you with a description of all of your transactions and category of those transactions for all of your accounts. So this may be helpful in developing a budget. So how do you get started? The first thing you would do would be log into your Money Guide Pro account with your username and password. So you just go to www.moneyguidepro.com. If you don't remember your username or password, please contact me and I'll provide that. So for frequent users of Money Guide Pro, you'll recognize this toolbar that I put on the screen. It will be at the bottom of your browser. You'll see the Yodlee logo in the bottom right-hand corner. Please click that, and then this screen will appear since none of us have entered any accounts at this point. You'll select Add Account, and then this screen will appear where you can start entering whatever financial institution that you want to. So I wanted to enter my checking account, which is Wells Fargo, so I started typing Wells Fargo, and then the list below the list appeared, which I can select from. I simply just wanted my checking account, like I said. So it was the first option, and then I selected Wells Fargo and clicked search. And then it took me to this screen to enter my username and password. So I did enter my username and password. However, if you don't know your sign-in information for the account, then I circled the area in red where you should go. It'll take you to that financial institution website where you can figure out what your login is if you forgot your username or password. In that location too, you would be able to create a username and password if you have not already for a particular account. So I go ahead and I selected add since I entered my username and password. Then it started to gather my information. Now, at this point, some accounts may ask for additional information depending on the security. I know some accounts ask for answers to security questions that you previously entered when creating the login. For my loans, it actually asked for my PIN numbers, so I entered those. It just is really dependent on the financial institution. So it's gathering my information, and then it was successful in adding my accounts. It added my checking account, it added my credit card, and then it also entered my bill pay. So at this point, you could continue adding additional accounts. So you would just repeat the process we went through, or you could be finished with adding your accounts and go up to the X at the upper right-hand corner to exit this portion. So after you're done adding your accounts, it'll take you to this screen to view your transactions or to start viewing your transactions. So this is a list of the accounts that we have entered. Now I only entered my Wells Fargo account. So it shows my my checking account as the first account and then my credit card. If I wanted to see the transactions for each account, then you would go to the settings next to that account. So I will go to the settings for my checking account. And here it shows me a list of my transactions for the past week. Now, as you can see, it tells you the date of the transaction, it provides you with a description, the category, and then also the amount. Now, Yodlee sometimes does not correctly categorize a transaction. So I circled the one where it did not make sense and categorized my Jewel transaction as an ATM cash withdrawal. So what you want to do is manually go in and correct that. So I would just go to that ATM cash withdrawal right there, click it, and it provides me with a drop-down menu of all the categories I can select from. So I would change that to groceries. From this point on, when there's ever a description with Jewel, Yodlee will recognize that now as a grocery transaction, not as an ATM cash withdrawal, which is nice. So another feature is that you can look at your transactions over a specific period of time and for a specific category. So say you want to look at your grocery purchases for the last week or your gas purchases for the last 3 months, you can do that. So that's why we suggested previously to make sure that all of your transactions are categorized properly. So when you do like groceries for the past 2 weeks, it's accurate. So all the balances from Yodlee will transfer to your Money Guide Pro. It is just like Cash Edge with the data aggregation. This will help us keep your financial plan updated with all of your accurate financial institution username and logins. Now, if you have accounts without a login, we can manually enter them into resources under your Money Guide Pro account. If this is completely foreign to you and you're not familiar with anything I'm talking about, please contact me and I will walk you through the process. Also, if you don't have an account with a login, but you have the ability to create a login, you can do that as well, and we will be able to enter it into the Yodlee software. So like I just mentioned again, any questions or you need any help, please feel free to contact our office. The number is 630-942-9007, or you can send me an email at katie@fortunefinancialgroup.com, and I would be more than happy to answer any of your questions, set up a date and time for you to come in, or chat on the phone. Thank you.